If you're smuggling a child, then we're going to prosecute you. And that child will be separated from you probably as required by law. If you don't want your child to be separated, then don't bring him across the border illegally.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about quite a few things. We got to talk about Jeff Sessions, Bible quotes, illegal immigration, but most importantly, the bigger issue that ties all the aforementioned things together is the issue of so-called undocumented children being ripped away from their families at the border. Now, this is really blown up. I'm seeing all kind of articles talking about 2,000 kids have been torn from their families in the past 6 days or a week. All kind of people getting on television. Before I get into the Bible quotes and sessions and all that kind of stuff, let's just go back a little bit to the Obama administration. Now, his policy was that if you had adults that came with children, you did not detain them because you did not want to tear their family apart, which basically made it a free ticket into the country if you had kids with you. Now, obviously, that's going to be dangerous because, number one, to make that journey to the border and go through the desert or whatever the case may be is a dangerous journey, not only because of the weather. You have the coyotes, the animals, the actual coyotes, and then the smugglers, the cartels. It's just a dangerous situation. People get killed out there. It is not safe. So it's a dangerous journey to make. It incentivized that journey to happen because people would know that they could pretty much get carte blanche to do whatever as long as they had kids with them. And then beyond that, sometimes the kids wouldn't even be theirs. They might be abducting children and taking them to the border. So you got a lot of different factors that weigh into it, which made it be a bad policy. So enter Sessions and Trump. They say, okay, no more of that zero tolerance policy. If you come to the border, I don't care if you have, sextuplets on your hip, strapped to your back, you're going to get detained, and so will your children. Now, the whole issue of families not being able to be together, I mean, since when did you have any jail in the USA where the entire family could be? And beyond that, have the kids committed a crime? If you got kids that's like 9-10 years old, and then they are brought to the border with their parents, I mean, are you going to charge your kids with a crime? Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter if the crime was committed together. It's just like if you have a Bonnie and Clyde type situation, they're not going to be put in the same penitentiary. They're going to be put in separate jails, one for the men, one for the women. Same thing with children. You have a men's jail, a women's jail, and juvenile. And you have boys and girls juvenile. You don't have all the people mixed together like that. And beyond that, the kids are going to be sent to like this little detention center. I think it's the DHS. And it's like a converted Walmart. I'll place some information about that in the box below, maybe even on the screen before you, so you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about here. But these centers look much better than regular jail. They got 3 hots a cot. They're out there doing Tai Chi. There's a lot of stuff going on at these little centers. So I'm not really feeling too sorry for these so-called kids. And then beyond that, how old are some of these kids, some of these children? That word is being used in the way to make you feel sympathetic towards these people that come to the border illegally. Some of these so-called children are like 17 years old, and some of them could be over 18. How do you really know how old people are when they don't have any kind of identification with them? No birth certificate, no social security number, none of that stuff. So how do you really know how old these so-called children are? But I digress. People are really upset that he reversed the policy from Obama. In my opinion, it's not really about the kids. It's about people not wanting the border to be there. They don't want a thing called illegal immigration. They want as many loopholes around illegal immigration as possible. It was this reporter grandstanding in front of Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I don't even know his name, but I'll put that clip in the box. This guy was talking about how can you enforce these laws, this, that, and the third.
Jill, go ahead.
Come on, Sarah, you're a parent. Don't you have any empathy for what these people are going through?
Jill.
They have less than
Brian,
you do.
guys,
Sarah, come on,
settle down.
Seriously.
I'm trying to be serious, but I'm not going to have you yell out of turn. Jill, please
It's
call.
a law, and they have, these people have nothing.
Brian, I know you want to get some more TV time, but that's not what this is about. If I want to recognize you, go ahead, Jill.
The law is the law. If you have a regular person in the United States, a U.S. citizen, and they commit a crime, are you going to take their whole family to jail with them? First of all, the family didn't commit the crime. Second of all, even if they did, there's no jail in the U.S. of A. where you have the mother, father, and sons all and daughters all in the jail together. That's just not how that works. And the same thing for places not at jail, a detention center, the same thing. Boys are with the boys, girls are with the girls, men are with the men, women are with the women. That's a really basic function of how these systems operate. So to try to get beyond that doesn't make any logical sense. But like I said, it's not even about that. It's not about having them be detained together. It's about not having them detained at all. And that is the actual goal of these people. Now, to get to Jeff Sessions in the Bible quotes, he was talking about the Bible. I forget which book and chapter it was, but he quoted something from the Bible, and he was saying you should follow the laws of the land or whatever.
Persons who violate the law of our nation are subject to prosecution. If you violate the law, you subject yourself to prosecution. And I would cite you to the Apostle Paul and his clear and wise command in Romans 13 to obey the laws of the government, because God has ordained the government for his purposes.
All of a sudden, I'm seeing clips on YouTube of all these cable news networks having Bible study. They're bringing on priests. They're bringing on pastors to try and debunk what he says. That's why I'm not really religious. People want to come at me talking about, oh, this is not Christ-like. What would Jesus do? I was like, I don't know. Ask him. Don't ask me. I respect Christianity. Don't get it twisted. I respect religion in general. Whatever you have, as long as you're not trying to harm anybody, I'm fine. But personally, I'm not really religious, so don't try to run that game on me. And the whole game running, using religion, talking about what would Jesus do, that's not Christ-like, this, that, and the third. That is a big reason why I am not religious, because I feel like religion gets used and abused. It's used to manipulate people. You have regular, law-abiding, good Christian folks who are being manipulated by those on the outside who don't even like God at all. I respect God. I respect religion. These people that want to come at you with all this stuff don't even really respect Christianity. They're just trying to get any kind of angle they can to push their political agenda. So all these, fugazi Bible studies and stuff like that on television that have come as a result of this, I don't pay any attention to, and I would advise you do the same, but I digress. About Sessions, what he was talking about, bringing up the Bible quotes, was to specifically speak to Christian people, because I'm seeing all kind of clips on these mainstream, so-called mainstream, reputable news websites. They clip the actual piece together and exclude certain things that he said. The main thing that he said was to our church friends, meaning to those who are in the church, who are Christian, who have a specific complaint about the separation of families at the border as it relates to Christianity, as it relates to faith. He was talking to them specifically, and then he quoted something from the Bible. And then, of course, that spawned all the fugazi Bible studies and whatnot. I think the whole thing is a big mess. At the end of the day, follow the law of the country. If you don't want your family to be torn apart or whatever, how about you don't come to the border illegally? Come legally like everybody else. Now, I understand people have their own issues at their particular home country. I get it. You may have a unstable society, very violent, dangerous. Hey, I'm with you 100%. I wish that the United States could cure all the ills of the world, but the reality is we can't. We simply cannot. We already have 325 million people. It's not that many resources to go around. We don't want to end up like India or somewhere like that where it's overpopulated. overpolluted, or China where you got to have the one-child policy and stuff like that. If that were to happen, then America would no longer be a spot that's really desirable, and people that want to come here would not want to come here anymore. Let it be very exclusive to those who go through the process legally, not those who show up at the border with a baby on their back. So what do you think? Do you think that Jeff Sessions, Donald Trump, and everyone else that agrees with them on their immigration policy is somehow heartless? Are they evil? Are they cruel? If that's your assertion, please explain to me why. I don't see what's wrong with wanting the law to be followed. If the law says you have to come to the country legally, and if you come illegally, you may be detained for a period of time until you get sent back. By the way, I heard Sessions say that the so-called separation doesn't even last that long. They get detained for a while, they get processed, and usually they get sent back to their country of origin together with their so-called children. So a week or two, we're not talking about they get locked up for life. Nah, it's just a matter of being detained and then being sent back after a short period. That's really what it is. But again, don't come to the border illegally if you don't want to be detained, if you don't want to have your family so-called torn apart. And this is a deterrent from people coming to the border, because Obama, all he did was just offer incentives. It's like, at a certain point, do you want us to be replaced by people that come from other countries? Not just Mexico, but other Central American places, South American places, places in Asia, Europe, Africa, everywhere. They all come through the southern border because they know, or they think, that it's going to be open and porous and easily accessible, especially if they have children. But no more of that. The next step is the wall. Hopefully we get that built within Trump's presidency. That'd be fantastic, icing on the cake. But already right now, due to Trump's policies, we're seeing a sharp decline in the illegal border crossings, which in my book is a great thing. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.